Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Skyrim 10 AD, ASA Podcasting's D&D adventures in Skyrim. It has been 10 years since Alduin, the World Eater, was defeated at the hands of the Dragonborn. But it is not his tale we are here to tell. Join us as new travelers take up the challenge of conquering the Frozen North. And this week we shall have our intrepid adventurers introduce themselves in order of beard length. A very, very important statistic in this land of Skyrim.
Ray, how many knuckles?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a tough one.
That's close.
Yeah. We'll let Colin be the judge.
I like the funky split in two thing Ray's got going there, so I'm going to go with Ray. Not unless Botty's got anything that she's hiding back there.
I've trimmed up recently. Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, Jaquai Cheng Kane is a Khajiit monk. He is traveling to Skyrim to search for his brother, and ran into a couple of other travelers and joined the band. And they have been adventuring around Skyrim. And now they're on their way towards Whiterun to see if they can find any information about his brother.
Okay, excellent. And next we have Young Mouse.
Yes, this is Victor. I am playing Septimus Vulpin, a.k.a. Mouse, who is a young-ish, 24-year-old Imperial who grew up in Skyrim, has a somewhat tragic past, orphaned twice, the second time at the age of 14, and pretty much lived on his own on the streets and at the hands of others until not too long ago when he decided to venture out and become a guide for travelers coming into Skyrim. That's when he met the rest of the crew here near south of Falkreath, and after they came to Falkreath anyway. And he's been guiding them ever since, sometimes competently and other times not so much.
Awesome. And next we have it's probably going to be a judgment call from Botty to say who's in the lead there.
I'm maybe just slightly bushier than Luke at this point. Body's beard, nice and not quite as nice as Mouse. Body is a elf obsessed with the Dragonborn. She is a history collector and a story creator. Very young, maybe a little hot under the collar, a little bit reactive instead of thinking sometimes. Jumps to conclusions, into action, might get her into trouble. Her mouth also might not help with scenarios sometimes. But she is a grand companion, a pleasure to be around. Everyone's favorite, especially Mouse, as she plays his favorite tunes over and over. And she's glad to have the company of Luke, who she met coming across the border. And they stumbled upon their friend Jaquai, helping him out in a little bit of a kerfuffle he was having, and been the best of companions ever since. And Body's happy to ride along to collect the stories and to see what information she can find of the Dragonborn and their adventures.
Awesome.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. That leaves Luke, who is sort of the. We have a cat. We have a mouse. We have a. we have a Luke. We have a body. Luke is a little bit the opposite of Mouse in many respects. He's probably twice his size and not quite twice his age. A little older. Hopefully wiser, maybe. Luke was a Nord raised in Cyrodiil, so again, just about the opposite of Mouse, who voluntarily left home after some personal tragedy that he's really never spoken about, but it's clearly played a role in some of the things he's encountered since he entered Skyrim with his new friends, and he if not sure if we would have taken up with Mouse if it had not been a strong hint from Luke's deity Kinnerath to take on a guide. And since Mouse was the first person offering guide services when we showed up in Skyrim, we thought, well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. So and the rest is, as they say, history, as we've had the past 30 or so episodes. So look forward to seeing what kind of trouble we can get into tonight.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. And on the story so far, our young adventurers have been told there with a little of their introduction. Botti, Luke, and Jaquai have recently entered into Skyrim by the way the border, the Cyrodiil Hammerfell border, just south of Falkreath. And had many adventures and some ups and downs. Seemed to gain some friends, and had a fight with a couple of things. Most notably, a couple of Draugr and a rather nasty alchemist. Since then, they have gained the friendship of the steward of Falkreath, but. And the friendship of two young adventurers just fresh out of the orphanage. Young George, a Redguard female, and Lenny, a rather large Nord man. Feeling that their business had concluded in Falkreath, that they had seemingly left it in better condition than they found it, they headed on down the road towards Whiterun Hold in search of information about the whereabouts of Jaquai's older brother, who seems to have been missing for a number of years. Along the road, Luke was introduced to the Guardian Stones on the way to Riverwood. Upon touching one of the stones, the Warrior Stone, he was given a vision of his recent past and what possible future may lie ahead of him if he chooses to continue and the struggles. He met up with somebody else from his past and managed to free him of a certain circumstance that wasn't too optimal for somebody in the afterlife. With this new information, very quietly, Luke soldiered on and marched along behind the rest of the party, but in very silent contemplation, thinking about what seemingly is lying ahead. Once reaching Riverwood, they came across a rather strange individual who seemed to have prior knowledge of the party. But with pressing matters at hand, they decided to carry on towards Whiterun and headed off into across the bridge and along the river, and are now heading down the road towards Whiterun Hold. They have just crested the top of the hill and now see the open plains, the farmlands, and the city atop the hill far off, and are now heading down the road towards the crossroads where Honningbrew Meadery is at the edge of the crossroads, just along the side of the bridge of the river. So, welcome, guys. welcome to the party. Is there anything you would like to accomplish on your jaunty walk as you're crossing the bridge and heading down to the river to your right? You have, if you look to your right and up, you have the throat of the world. You have High Hrothgar at the top of the mountain there. It's Kind's sacred mountain as you're walking along. It'll probably take you a few days to get there, but you're just cresting the bridge now and you're looking down and you see the crosswords and you see Honeybroo Meadery as you're walking down. You're muted there.
Sorry. Yeah, I realized. You're saying it'll take a few days to get where?
It took you a few days to get from the bridge out of Whiterun, right. But now you're above. You can see Honeybroo Meadery down at the bottom of the road, and you're just heading down. But as you're walking along, the four of you, is there anything that you'd like to discuss or sort of like party along with?
Well, how far are we from Whiterun now, in terms of hours or days?
Sorry, what was it?
How far are we in time from Whiterun?
From Whiterun, you're probably about like a 15-20 minute walk to the I've forgotten the name of it now. To the Honeybroo Meadery, and then it's probably an hour or two walk from there to the city.
Okay. Guys, I would like to take a break and perhaps just, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go around and kind of hunker down behind that big rock over there. I'll be back in a minute or two.
I got some herbs for that if you really need something, but you know.
No. To be very honest with you, I would like to adjust my appearance a little bit before we arrive in the city of Whiterun. So I'm just going to go take care of that, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So Mouse is going to go around and use his disguise kit.
Okay. And did you let me see. I think you have proficiency in that as well.
Yes,
so
we talked about that a few times ago,
yeah. So I think it's dexterity check, I believe, for a disguise kit. It should have it written next to disguise kit what it is, and you had your proficiency bonus.
A natural 20.
Oh, yeah. So, what would you like to look like? Do you want to sort of like completely change your appearance, or you just want to?
I'd like to change it as much as possible. I'm going to grow a rather handsome goatee and a very nice bushy mustache that kind of curls at the ends. And I think I'll stick with the reddish hair, but make it a little redder. Not sure what else I can do with the disguise kit. There's no real description of what exactly is in a disguise kit that I could find. Maybe I just missed.
No, it's just proficiency. If you're, it's just so nobody doesn't recognize you as you. Yeah. You can sort of like alter your clothing, but obviously, if you're going to alter your clothing, that means you're taking your armor off.
I don't want to do that. I thought about an eye patch, but I don't think that just sets.
Yeah, that kind of makes you stand out even more.
Yeah, it makes you stand out. So I just like to alter my facial features a little bit. Perhaps I can change the shape of my nose slightly, and that would.
I could help you with that. Perhaps some scars.
Your body would like to a couple punches as well. He's going to get in there. So anyway, that's what Mouse would like to do. I suppose that would take about maybe an hour at the most.
Are you familiar with the phrase El Kabong?
No, actually.
It's a loot to the face.
Invented by Pete Townsend, perhaps?
Is there anything else anybody would like to do? We know.
So this is not urgent, but at some sort of take it as a given that at some point over our long travels, Luke's tried to get remember we left back all that political nonsense in Falkreath with the Queen Bee trying to muscle in. Luke's kind of he's an ancient history nerd, but doesn't know too much about current history. So he tries to. Yeah, I guess Mouse is probably the only one who would have any background. So we don't have to get into it here on the show, but that is something that Luke is very curious about. Is like, what is this a common thing, or is this something that's been brewing since the events of the Dragonborn War, or what and the Civil War, or what's sort of the normal course here? Is this sort of political intrigue common among the holds? Because it was a interesting sort of confrontation between Maven, Blackbriar, and the Jarl there in Falkreath.
Sorry, were you asking me, or are you asking?
No, it's just I don't want to get us off track here, but it's just I just wanted to sort of note that, since that was something we maybe we could actually even deal with it off air, since it's not. I don't have a sense it's critical for today, so I didn't want to take any more time other than to note that Luke had a lot of curiosity about that. So,
well, if you wanted to ask somebody, probably Mouse would probably be the person to ask.
Yeah. So we'll Colin, maybe off mic, we can maybe just do a little quick email or messaging or something, just so we can figure out what Mouse knows, and Luke is very curious about that. But I don't think it's germane to what we're trying to do here in Whiterun today. So.
Give me 1 second. So, sorry about this. I've got a technical issue here. If you want to talk amongst yourselves.
So, what do you think of my new disguise, guys? Did you recognize me when I came around from around that rock there?
So does the new look come with a new moniker?
Not amongst ourselves, no. You can refer to me as Mouse.
Okay.
I just let's just say that I'd prefer to be as anonymous as possible when we enter Whiterun. I do know my way around the city. I do know some secret passages if we want to get places quickly. So just ask me, and I will show you the way.
Is there something we need to know?
At this point, is there something you need to know about Whiterun?
Or why you need to be hush-hush about it?
I think we can leave that to just a finger to the side of the nose.
Then Whiterun in general?
It's a big city. I think you'll enjoy it, especially you, Buddy. I think you'll find that big building you can see at the top of the hill there. I think you'll find that most interesting.
I've heard people call it Dragon Search.
Yeah, there's a certain cart driver that keeps calling it that. I've encountered him once or twice, but it's Dragon's Reach. It has an interesting history.
I've heard the Dragonborn has his thumbprint on there.
Oh, that would be only the most recent. It's much older than that.
I'm interested to hear it. I love the stories. Let's go hear them.
Well,
So, Buddy, do you know any songs about Whiterun? Or that involve Whiterun in any way?
Well, if you mean a destination where the Dragonborn might come.
Or some other famous person in history that might have been through Whiterun?
There are no other famous people in history.
God almighty.
Okay. So Mouse finally convinced you to stop singing about Ragnar?
That just because he loves the Dragonborn comes so much that it's his only request recently.
Mouse kicks a rock violently.
Okay, I'll play Ragnar over and over.
So I'm hoping that the Khajiit caravan will be there. I'd certainly like to conduct business with them, as well as find out about my brother. But
Well, we will probably find them on the outside of the city. So.
And that is something I've been meaning to ask you more about anyway. We've been traveling for a time now with each other, and I still don't know a ton about your relationship with your brother, who he was, and why I understand the importance of why, where you need to rescue and save. But what do we know anything really? What's going on here?
So when I was very young, my brother cared for me. My parents have been long gone, and Zarin was a very good brother. He took care of me. He looked out for me, and never held anything back from me as far as how to survive. And he took me to the temple to study under my master when I was just beginning to physically develop, and then he left on a quest of his own and left me with the master, who raised me the rest of the way and taught me everything I know. He and I were together often. We were apart because I would go off into the wilderness for months at a time, practicing survival and developing my martial arts. And I happened to be at the monastery one day, and a courier came with a letter, and it was from somebody neither my master or I knew, but he was desperately searching for Zarindar. And so my master was concerned because, there was some potentially negative references to the Dar in Khajiit, and so he wanted me to go find my brother and see if he was in need of help. So that's what sent me on my quest, and how I ended up running into you guys. And so I need to find out about that. Now with our adventures and the offer from the Jarl in Falkreath to buy Helgen, it's certainly something that is an enticing offer for both the Khajiit caravans and for my monastery. If we're able to come to an agreement, I'll send word to the monastery to send some additional monks down to start developing a new enclave in this area to recruit more people into our order.
You mentioned your monastery numerous times. Forgive me, I know not a lot about the Khajiit and their ways. Is there? Could you give me a brief introduction to the Khajiit monastery? What your teachings are there? What your background of learning would be there, religious and school wise and otherwise?
So mostly it's just control of mind and body. Learning how to use your inner power to both protect yourself and protect others. And we have had history with creatures in Skyrim before that were not necessarily positive, and so we've really remained recluse to elsewhere. But I think with the way things have changed and the Civil War being over, trade being so widespread, I think that it would be a positive for my religion to be able to expand to this area.
So it seems that you might also call yourself a missionary as well, to spread the word of your teachings.
Not for myself, because of my seclusion. I really, I'm not a people cat. It's a I'm more focused on perfecting my my control and my power.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. The first couple days I met you, you kept sleeping up in the rafters of the hotel over there.
No, there's less of a smell up there.
Amazing. Thank you, guys. Sorry about that. So, as we're approaching down, you get the smell coming, the sweet smell coming from the meadery, and you also get the lovely smell of lavender as you can see growing up either side of the roads that you're on and along the banks of the river. As you're looking over, you do see the white rapids coming down. Can I get let's see, with perception checks, going to get Luke and Jaquai to roll perception checks for me, please.
Ooh, I poked an eye out.
Is it that one where you rub the eye and you just jam the tip of your finger right into?
Yeah, I was scratching my head with the hilt of my dagger or something, or my hilt of my hunting knife, and almost poked my eye out. No, I rolled a 4.
Right. Okay.
And his yelp distracted me, so I rolled a 5.
Oh no.
Okay, so as you're walking down the noise of the river, and you're sort of like not looking over, you're looking at the meadery, and you're thinking, "Oh, that looks really nice," and you see the city off in the air, and you're looking off, so you can't really notice anything. You get closer, and you're just about to come down to the crossroads, the intersection. So if you turn left, it goes past the metering onto the system, and then when you turn right, it goes off down another road. It's when you get right, basically almost all the way down to the road, that you start hearing ruff, ruff, and then you look over and you see this whitish, mostly whitish husky running down the side of the mountain, being chased, you think, or being followed by this rather sort of like, spindly, adept dark elf, hopping and clambering its way down from what you know, Mouse, as White River Watch, and just kind of bounding himself as quickly, scuffing up his back, sliding down on his heels to try and get the zone, this mountainside, screaming his head off as loud as he possibly can. What was it you were screaming?
Dromora!
And just behind you hear this clanging, banging, and then just behind them you hear this awful kaboom! Just behind them as a 6 foot tall, in full black boot metal armor, and as you travel up, it lands on its right leg, on its foot, and then its left knee, and its hand at a 3-point landing. And then it looks up, and you see, as it stands, all dressed in black armor from the foot through to the waist. As it gets into the chest, you see red flares grow up behind the breastplate into a red and black painted face with horns sticking up that go back into slicked back black hair, holding a steel greatsword, and it says, "There you are, weakling!" As you see a Dromora heading right towards you. And everybody to roll initiative and head over to roll 20, as I'd let our guest introduce himself.
Hey guys, this is Adam Baker in Fort Worth, Texas. I think that whole delay there was my fault.
We couldn't get the invitation sent out because, well, Adam, I know, well, you guys, we all know the reasons why he's not on Facebook, and everybody knows the reasons why. If we all had a chance, yeah, because of humans, basically, that's the reason why. But if you'd like to introduce your character as you see this young, in medium armor, Dunmar running towards you, do you want to describe what yourself and your companion look like to these surprised travelers you've just come across?
Right, I guess a kind of typical dark elf, light gray hair, gray ashy skin, 50-ish years old. I don't know if they would notice what my armor was right now, but they just see me running my ass off, and I do have a husky with me. Part of that reason why we're bringing the husky into this is because I have one here next to me, so if he does make any noise, it'll kind of be just like Skyrim with an endless barking dog. But yeah, I did take him on a 2-hour walk today, so hopefully he's asleep right now. Hopefully it'll stay like that.
We can get Victor's Hush Doggy mod.
Yeah, that mod.
Yeah.
I'd just like to welcome Adam. He's been a great supporter of ASA podcasting from the start, and
Thanks, guys.
and a great supporter of Victor on his channel, and
which I saw today has over 100 subscribers. Congratulations, Victor.
Thanks. Yep, finally.
Yeah.
So I've highlighted them. So that's what you see coming running across the bridge on your way. So guys, I would like you all to roll initiative, please. If I could get your initiative order.
18 for Luke.
20.
Ooh, nice.
16.
6.
Give me 1 second. So we have. So Botty, was that a natural 20 or the 20?
17. Natural.
So, you were up to 20, so it was Botty. And then it was Luke with 18.
Jaquai's 14.
I with 14. What would your initiative? Sorry, I don't know your character's name, Adam. Yes.
Oh,
you haven't. You haven't.
yeah.
You don't have to introduce yourself. You can wait until introductions.
Yeah, that makes more sense. We're in trouble, aren't we?
Yeah.
Seems that way.
So
Yeah.
the Dunma, Cross. So, what was your initiative?
16.
16. So 16, and you're also 16, wasn't you? You were 14, weren't you, Jaquai?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Dunmer. And why? And us. Okay, so I need to roll my side and so okie doke. So up first is Botty. So Botty, as you're here at the top of this hill, you're just you're at the back of the pack. For some reason, I just had the eyes of view of Mouse walking along in the lead, sort of like leading you down, and Luke would probably be behind him, and then you're at the back strumming while Jaquai is sort of like watching the salmon sort of like jump up the river. So, what would you like to do?
And I've seen him. I'm aware of this giant boom and the black you're charging at us. Okay.
Yeah, you don't see him yet. He's off the map. He's just crash landed, trying his hardest to catch up with these two you see running off. It seems to be chasing, and you saw the Dunmer and his husky who is following him running across the bridge as fast as they can. And he's just screamed out Dremora, and he seems to be running either in your direction or in the direction of the meadery.
I zoomed out a little bit. Now I can see everything a little better. What's happening here? Mm-hmm. Okay. What shall we do?
Well, turn around, run the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't even know.
Back to the crazy guy in Riverwind.
Yeah.
Gosh, Body would probably quickly stash the loot and pull out the sword and crouch and ready herself behind everyone. So let's say let's tap Luke and Mouse and say, guys, battle formation. Ready ourselves.
Okay, so you're gonna
get that salmon out of your mouth, cat.
So you are going to hold your action until until somebody makes an aggressive move against you, whether it be the Dunmer or the Dremora.
Yeah, I don't actually see the Dremora yet, so I don't think I'm going to approach the Dunmer. I think I'll see with the Dunmer if he approaches us or if he heads off somewhere else there.
Okay. Okay, so next up was Luke. Luke, what would you like to do?
Okay, so Luke, as his ever-protective mother hen self, is going to let's see. Let me see if I can grab my guy here. Let's see. What I want. No, wait. Yeah, I think that's what I think. I want the arrow. Well, by the way, I do this every time in Roll20. I need to.
Yeah, that's weird. So you're the blue one, I think.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, I was. All right. So there you go. Got it. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I don't want to get too far ahead of the group. I could move 60 because I'm not going to fight, but I'll just move 30.
Okay.
And 30 and definitely have the shield. And what am I using? I'm using the Warhammer these days, I think. So shield out, Warhammer out, and just trying to get in front of the party and see what's going to transpire here with this new little development.
Okay. So next we have, and you haven't used your action to double sprint. So are you holding your action in case somebody tries to attack you?
Yeah. At this point, not readying a spell or anything at this point.
Okay, no worries. So Dunma, You should have control of the two characters on the bridge. I've highlighted them. Can you see them?
Yes, I see them.
Yep. So you've got control of both of those. So what would you like to do? You should just be able to grab it.
I'm going to come across the bridge to up there. The husky following. And call to the group I see over here for help.
So yeah, you can say what you like, or sort of like if you want to put anything like rub any funk on it, it's sort of like as to reasons why they'd want to help you, or sort of like anything.
Call to them and said the Dawn Guard needs your help. The Dremora is after me.
Okay, and that's your action. Did you want to do an attack, or did you want to? Because you've got if you wanted to attack, you could attack, or you could cast a spell, or you could use your action to run another 30 feet, so you could get up closer to the group, or you could ready an attack. So if he gets too close, you could.
How far is the Dremora behind me?
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's probably about 60 to 70 feet away from you.
Okay. I do want to... Can I use my bonus action first?
Yeah, you can use bonus action.
To cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Yeah, go for it.
Just roll a d20.
Hunter's Mark. I think it just takes, doesn't it?
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, I think it's Hunter's Mark.
Does he have a saving throw or anything?
Hunter's Mark, one bonus action, 90 feet. You choose a creature you can see and mystically mark it as your quarry until the spell ends. You have an adventure and wisdom says. Yeah, so that just happens. So you don't have to roll anything. It just you've planted it on him, and he is now marked. So you can choose a creature until the spell ends, and it lasts up to 1 hour. It's concentration, and you deal 1 extra 6, and you can track it for the time it's under. So if it disappears from your sight, you will know exactly where it is for the next hour.
Right. Okay. And I still have an action I can fire from there?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I'm going to attack with my longbow.
Okay, go for it.
20.
Roll the natural 20, yeah?
I did.
Go for it. So add damage. So that will be... you'd roll the dice twice. So whatever it dies, so you have to believe it's a 1d10. So roll that twice.
It's a d8.
Oh, it's a d8. Okay.
Sure, yeah.
And roll that twice.
I get an X. Okay. 1 and a 3.
Okay, so that's 4, and now add your modifiers. So you have a +2 for archery, and then you have your dex bonus as well.
Yeah, so 9.
Total of 9 damage.
And then I get an extra d6 for the Hunter's Mark.
Yep, and roll that twice as well, because all the dice for a crit is doubled.
4 and 10.
10, so the first one was 9, so that's 19 total, yes?
Yes. And now I've used my 20 for the rest of...
Yeah, that's fucking everything else.
It seems well timed, though.
Since I've just got this dice out recently, when we were planning this, I've been sitting here rolling it and never got a 20. That's the way that goes.
Amazing. Awesome. Okay, so next up is Jaquai, and then Mouse. Oh, no, it's not. So Jaquai, you're up next.
Okay, so I'm going to pull up next to Luke.
Okay.
And I'll hold my action from there.
So if anybody gets in melee with you, you want to use your action to attack, yes?
Yep.
So, after Jaquai, it is the knight's turn. And coming from 5, 10, 15, 20, so he's going to move, so that's probably 30 to there. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That's 35. Oh, yeah. 15, 20, 25, 30. Gets to about there. So. You see him sprint and use all his movement to get onto the bridge, all the way across the bridge, and then he ends his movement there, screaming bloody murder at you, Mr. Dunmar, and wanting to do some serious damage. So, after that is Mouse's turn. Mouse, what would you like to do?
Well, Mouse is going to move over to here to protect Luke and Jaquai. He's going to hold his action for now and scream, "What does the Dawn Guard have to do with a Dremora?" And that's as much as Mouse is going to do right now.
Okay.
Hey, Colin, Luke, with his ever-present inquisitiveness, what does Luke know of the Dawn Guard?
Probably not much, but roll a history check.
Okay. Ooh, let's see. There's proficiency there. Let's see. History for 11. Yeah, 11.
Yeah. So the Dawn Guard are, you know that they're vampire hunters. You don't know the full history of it. You just know that they're a faction that grew up out of some, apparently, a few years ago in Skyrim. Everybody heard about it. There was a huge rise in vampire attacks all across Skyrim. And this other faction, Dawn Guard, rose up in opposition to this. And you started seeing more and more patrols of them. And now they do as what they've always done, gone out looking for vampires or any threats, undead or sort of like otherwise, to people. So, you see the patrols going about the place. Mouse would know this, that they look in caves and look in ancient ruins and things like that, and stuff like hear whispers of vampires to try and find them out. And sometimes they stumble upon things that are not exactly vampires but are still a threat, so they try to kill them.
Cool.
Thanks. Next is Botty. It's back round to you, Botty.
All right. I should move up with the rest of the group. Actually, no, I'm going to duck behind the house over here. Sorry, is it too much?
30. As far as you can get would probably be just behind Mouse.
All right, well, I'll hop behind the mouse over here then. Get my cursor here, see. 5, 2. About right there.
Okay. And what would you like to do? Would you like to cast any bonus actions or any actions? Or are you going to hold your action?
I'll hold just in case we get into a brouhaha here.
Okay. So after Botty, it's Luke again.
So did the Dremora come into view, or is he still kind of off screen there?
He's right on the other. He's right at the end of the grid there.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
I wish I had moved further away. He
So-
caught up to me really quick.
So,
Yeah,
Colin, do I generally No, or Dremora generally recognized as
You're
as,
evil, yes.
okay, all right. So I don't feel so bad then. All right, this seems reasonably clear cut. All right, so Luke is going to try out one of his new toys. You go here. He is. Let's see. I think I'm within 60. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Well, actually, no. There's a ruler. I can even better. Luke there, and yeah. Oh, almost perfect. Okay. Yeah. So this is not a covered bridge or anything. We can see him, correct?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it only comes up to just above his knee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Luke is going to fling his new Shatter spell at the Dremora, which a sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range, and that point of my choice will be right there, right on the Dremora, right where the Dremora is, because it'll be well away from friend Dunmer. And each creature in a 10-foot radius centered in that point must make a Constitution saving throw, 3d8 on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save.
Okay, so... And you said a con save, yes?
Con, yes.
So it's a 16 plus 4, so that's 20.
That certainly saves. All right, so he takes then... Ooh, not a very good roll. He takes 6, 9, 4. Round down to only 4 points of damage.
4 times damage, okay. Let me get back to...
Well, hang on, though. Do I have my... Hang on, my... I've got my special little gimmick. Sorry, I haven't looked at my character sheet in a while. We didn't... Let's see. I've got my... let's see. Wrath is... No, that's the wrong... I've got that thing that lets me... No, it's... Okay, no, it's Thunder or Lightning specifically. It's not... It's not all domain spells, so it would not apply to Shatter. So, okay, never mind. I'm all done.
Okay. So Luke's done. So after Luke is the Dunmer.
Okay, I'm going to walk backwards here. Dog will follow. Firing another arrow at the Dremora. 14 to hit.
14 total. Give me 1 second. No, that does not hit.
Oh.
So, is there anything... You've got your hunter's mark on him. So, is there anything else you'd like to... No, you used your bonus action. That's good concentration. No, that's it. You use your action to attack, but missed, I'm afraid. So after the Dunmer is Jaquai. Jaquai?
Well, I don't have anything ranged, so I am just going to switch sides on Luke and hold there.
Okay. Right. And after Jaquai is the Dunmer. So that's 5, 10, 20, 30, 35. Yeah, so he just bolts as fast as he can, and he smells blood. So that is just above 30, I think. Let's see, he was there. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so 30 was there. So he used his movement to get in melee with you. So he can't attack, but he's now right up against you, Mr. Dark Elf. So after that, I believe he hasn't got anything else. Give me 1 sec. I'll see if he can do anything while he's there. Any bonus actions?
Please don't.
We've only just met.
No. So that's for that. So after that, it is Mouse.
Mouse is still wondering why the hell he should help this Dunmer.
Is he thinking that to himself, or is he thinking that out loud?
Well, he's no, he's thinking it to himself. But seeing as things are happening as they are, he's going to hold his ground and pull out his bow and fire from where he stands, because he wants to stay near his party.
Okay.
So we're going to fire an arrow. At least it's the least he can do at the Dremora.
Okay, so roll an attack.
That would be, sorry, I lost my, that would be a 16.
16. 16. You hit him, but it hits the shoulder part of the armor and just bounces off, and you see the arrow splinter against his armor. Doesn't hit. Armor's too tough. So, is there anything you'd like to do for a bonus action?
At this point, no, I don't think so. I don't think there's much I can do without any more information. So,
and after Mouse, it's back round to Botty again.
All right, I'm going to try to do something I haven't yet done. I'm going to try to cast a spell here, so you might have to try to help me through this. This spell has a range of 60 feet, and it affects a creature within a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point. So, can I, as Body, say that I am good enough where I can aim the spell where it will hit, like, say, right here, where it will hit the Dremora, but not the Dunmer? Am I that good where I can... I know it has a 10-foot radius, so I can cast it right beside, both of them, but only hitting one of them.
So you wanted sort of like, plant it there.
Yeah, exactly. So it only hits the Dremora, not the Dunmer.
Okay, and which spell is this?
Shatter?
Shatter. Oh, we're getting double shatters. So yeah, you can plant it right there. That's just what Luke done. He planted it right on him, but you can sort of like plant it behind. And
I just didn't want to hit the...
Yeah, so because it's a point you choose, it states that specifically in the spell.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a Constitution save again, wasn't it?
Yes.
So that is not so good. That is a 6 plus 4, so that's a 10. That's a fail.
Nice.
So roll your damage. Was there anything extra to shatter other than the damage?
Let me read real quick. A creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic material, such as stone, crystal, or metal, has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Yeah. So
What is a Dremora made out of? Do they have flesh to them?
Pure evil.
They're just concentrated evil. It also says a non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area.
Yeah, if
so I could shout at an object and hurt it.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, or like
Interesting.
loads of glass bottles, or like destroy somebody's
Oh,
wall
yeah,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Blow those up. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
So just roll 3d8s.
3d8s. 3d8. Roll. A 7, 1, and a 2.
Ooh, minus 10.
10.
Oh yeah, sorry, 10, not minus 10. I was thinking about what I'm taking off his health. you done minus 10 damage. You healed him. Well done, buddy.
I helped him. Good job. Would you like a massage, Mr. Dremora?
So, is there any bonus actions you'd like to perform? Or movement? You'd like to move anywhere?
Gosh. Do I dare? I'm going to head over this way.
Okay. After Botty, it is Luke again.
Okay. Let's see. So wait, let's get out the ruler again. Whoops! No. Wasn't trying to. Was trying to do the ruler. There we go.
Too late. You've already moved there.
You took your hand
Finger
off.
off.
As you say. No. Okay. No. That's within range. So Luke will. He will indeed just mosey right up there and try to smash the Dremor's head in with his warhammer, swinging one-handed. Let's see what we got here. Oh, natural 20.
Nice. Yeah. So roll your damage dice twice, and then add your bonuses afterwards.
6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 4 is 12.
12. This guy is looking pretty. Beat up, jumping out of basically the cave and jumping all the way down the mountain to try and catch up. But the Damar, it seems to have taken its toll, and he's starting to look very weary. And you see blood and things like that coming out of him, covering the outside of his armor. So, is there any bonus actions or anything like that you'd like to do?
I am done.
Okay, so after that, it is Jaquai.
All right. So Jaquai will move on up and make an attack.
Okay.
So 19.
19 hits.
Okay. And it's a claw attack. And it's a 6. Plus 4, so 10.
10 damage. Okay.
What was it? 10 damage or 10 to hit?
10 damage.
10 damage.
Okay, sorry, I missed up. I zoned out there. Missed that you hit him. So.
Okay. Since he didn't go down in the heap, we'll hit him one more time.
Go for it. Roll for that.
So this one is 21.
Yeah. As you're coming up for the second attack, you see after your last attack, you see that the blood starts to tear out because you only went to the only unarmored part of him was around his throat and his head. Everything else was just covered in this really thick, shiny black with bits of red glowing from underneath the chest plate. Everything else was all covered in this really thick ebony Daedric armor. The only part of him that was free was his throat and his head, and that's what you went for, and just managed to get with your 19 o'clock it. As you're coming up for your second attack, you see the blood pouring out of his throat, and then suddenly everything starts to glow, like a purple glow, all around him, and he starts to disappear, and then suddenly he just vanishes into nothing.
My.
And just disappears from sight. As you killed him, he disappeared and got was it banished back to oblivion.
Well, you guys really saved my bacon. The Dawn Guard thanks you. My name is Eris Andaris, and this is Flare. I gesture towards the dog.
Do you either now that we've settled down a little bit? Do either of you, you or the dog, visibly injured?
No.
Okay.
How did you scare up that Dremora, Dunmer?
I was coming down the road along the river, saw some green smoke up at the top of the hill. There's a cave up there. I think it's called White River Watch or something.
Yes, it is.
I took a look inside. There was a lot of kind of scrawlings everywhere along the walls. Kind of at first, I thought it looked like just the ravings of a madman. As I kept investigating, I started to see some Daedric writings. Got further into the cave. There was obviously some kind of conjuration going on. When I heard this conjurer claim success and a bright purple flash and a voice say, "Lord Dagon thanks you." And at that point, I saw a great sword get shoved through that conjurer's back and fly upward, splitting him in two. And that's when I decided to haul ass.
I've never known that cave to be anything but a home to bandits.
Yeah, there weren't any dead bodies or anything like that. It kind of looked like someone had just been camping there. It was my curiosity of the green smoke I saw that got me into trouble. And I appreciate you guys helping me out.
What did you say your name was again?
Eris.
Eris. My name is Mouse.
Nice to meet you, Mouse.
And I'm Luke.
Nice to meet you, Luke.
Jaquai.
Jaquai. Nice to meet you. And thank you for those claw attacks. Body. Body way down there.
Yeah, down
nice
body. Hi.
Okay, so as you meet the new Damar, you notice that around you that even though there was blood spilled, it doesn't seem to be any remains of the Dremora. You did notice that the weapon that he's with the great sword that he was wielding, is it Eris? Is that, are you spelling that Aeris or Eris?
Eris.
Eris. As you were noticing that the Dremora himself was wielding a steel greatsword, and although he was in full Daedric armor, you would notice that there's, from your research with the Dawn Guard, of sort of like, checking into things that go bump in the night, it was probably a low level. It's nothing like a Dremora Lord or a Dremora General. It was probably a Valkanaz or a Markanaz, something that's low ranking of, and you surmise that that's why the summoning went wrong, is because the person didn't know exactly what they were doing and they summoned a low level Dremora, and then it didn't have it bound properly. So it went rogue and just wanted to kill everything it saw, which the last thing it saw, it was you at the edge of the cave. So, what would you guys like to do? As you're looking about yourselves, sort of like dusting yourselves off, you do look down the side of the road and you do see some guards in yellow guard armor slowly walking up the road towards the meadery, and along the side of the road, new to all of you, but also new to you, Mouse, and to you, Eris, is that as you're looking along the side of the road, all along the front of the meadery is yellow and blue bunting, and it goes from the meadery along all the torches, the lanterns that line the sides of the road, all the way down to Whiterun city, and you just see them spread these little yellow and blue alternate colors in triangular shaped bunting, just going all the way across and down, spreading along the side of the road, all the way down towards the city, which you can see off in the distance.
The Fashnacht parade.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, friends, I don't know about you, but I feel like a mead. I'm going to go into the meadery and get myself a mead. Calm my nerves.
So as we're walking toward the meadery, because I hardly endorse Mouse's idea, is I'll sort of look to Mouse and Eris as sort of the locals. Is it common that there are people summoning Dremora in these caves and hills around here? Is this a common thing?
No, like I said, the last I was here, that was a bandit cave, if I remember correctly. I don't know what happened up there. At least I don't think I know.
Yeah, let's see. Eris, you would know this, that caves are very nice haunts for not very nice things. Things like to stay in caves. The rest of the party, you guys know this as well, is that bad things like in caves, and the bad things that take over caves are not always exactly the same thing. Sometimes it's bandits who like to control, sort of like, maybe a keep or a tower, but if something worse comes along, it can take it from them, and when they try and come and take it over, it sort of like can scare them away. So if the bandits have been cleared out, if it's well known that it's a bandit hideout and the guard go in there to clear it out, it's probably fair game for somebody else to go in and sort of like use the space, as it were, while it's unoccupied.
Would Mouse know about conjuring happening, a little farther down the road?
That would be like a big history check. So you can roll a history check, but you're not proficient in it. But roll anyway. If you get a roll like a natural 20, I'll just punch you in the eye.
Nope. Just 18.
18. You know the surrounding areas, and you actually will know of because it's right at the top of a hill, so you will know that the I've forgotten what it's called. The stone. The ritual stone. There, thank you. The ritual stone, because it stands on a hill. It's got some of those arches, ruins around the outside of it. So it's something as you walk past that if you get curious, and a mouse is a very curious guy. He wants to know most of his surroundings.
Yeah. Well, Luke, there is a stone like the ones we found on the way to Riverwood. That's a little farther down the road. That seems to be a favorite place for conjurers and necromancers. I guess that's fair for me to say.
Oh, okay.
That's about all I know about it.
Okay, so do you guys venture into the meadery? Are you following Mouse in?
Oh yeah, Mouse is going.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not even looking back anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. Eris says this round's on me, guys. I appreciate it. Let's go in.
That I can get behind. Thank you, Eris. I was a little unsure about you there for a minute, but
The other end. So you all head inside, and inside it's pretty clean, and the smell of mead. There's lots of bottles at the back, and at the counter you see sort of like an oldish man, probably mid-50s, maybe. About mid-50s, bald head with a little mustache, and he looks up to you and goes, good evening, afternoon, gentlemen and lady. What can I get you? Are you just here for deliveries or anything like that, or are you just popping in for a mead?
well, since the Dunmer's buying, I'd like a bottle of your best reserve.
I raised my eyebrows.
Well, you think to yourself, you're glad it's not a Blackbriar meadery, so it's a little bit cheaper in here. But he goes, "Oh, fair enough. That is going to run you like 5 silver." As he looks to the Dunmer.
Very well.
Okay. Is everybody else drinking the same, or are we all just getting a mead?
A regular mead for me will be ample.
Okay. So he brings out all the meads that you all ask him. Total with the Hunting Brew Reserve, and all the rest of them being regular. I would guess, without anybody speaking up, probably the whole thing's going to run you about 7 silver. So there's seats to off to the right and the left. You've probably got a larger table to the right hand side, just below the window, and the gentleman, the gentleman behind the counter with the bald head and the sort of like the black mustache is delivers your drinks, just goes back to the bar.
So Jaguar is going to walk up to the bartender and ask him if he has ever heard of Jarundar.
Okay. I'm sorry, friend. I'm not particularly good with names, but and definitely not foreign names. Sorry.
Do you know any Khajiit?
I know a few that go in, but I know them to look at them. I don't exactly know them to name. I know when they go into the right one, sometimes they pop in here, pick up some supplies, but I'm really bad with names. Sorry.
All right. Big guy, brown and black stripes. Is that ringing a bell?
No, most of the ones that I get in here are, well, mostly they're always in armor, so I can't really see. I mean, you can see the face, but not that I remember with black and brown stripes. No.
All right. Well, appreciate it.
That was good mead. I'm gonna get some more. Anybody hungry? Get some bread and cheese.
I'd say one round on me.
Yep. Next one's on me, Aaron. Have no fear.
Is this going to take very long?
No, Jaquai.
I can see the city's just right there.
I'm a little hungry. Just give me a minute. I like some cheese. Are you hungry?
Are you hungry because you missed with an arrow? Why?
No, I'm hungry because I'm hungry.
All right, fine.
So I'm going to buy another round and some bread and cheese for everybody.
And I kind of walk over to Jaquai and kind of speak to him that I'm curious about him looking for a Khajiit. And I mentioned that I also am, but I'm looking for a female.
I'm in search for my brother. I haven't seen him in probably 20 years. But my master at the monastery sent me in search of him.
I understand.
So how much did that round cost me? Great DM.
Probably about, if you're buying the same stuff again, another 7 silver.
Plus bread and cheese. All right, so I'll go down. Here you go, everybody. So, don't Dawn Guard usually travel in patrols? What are you doing alone, Aaron?
Eris. Sorry. Whatever.
Yeah. Alpo, Aaron.
Yeah. Mouse is not real good with names.
I say, well, I'm mostly just a scout, really. My dog and I here. we don't go on huge, massive war patrols. I do mostly small jobs. Durak, my boss, basically just treats me like an errand boy most of the time. But as you can see, sometimes there's a little danger with it when you peek into the wrong cave.
Yeah, I would say so. All right. Well, I'll just sit here and sip the rest of my mead.
Yeah, I could
Buddy,
really go
any
for
songs
ale
about
pie.
Tremoras?
I could really go for some ale pie right now.
What time of day is this?
Yeah, you're probably looking at about midday, so probably you can get into a bit of the afternoon, I would say. So you're probably looking around about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, sort of like, the sun's probably up and nice and sort of like, it's pretty crisp out. It's quite a nice day.
Sounds like your dog's hungry, Aaron.
Yeah. Flair says it's time to get moving. I agree with Jaquai that we might as well head into Whiterun instead of staying here day drinking.
Fine. I'm ready.
So everybody gets their meads put away, and then sort of like, the man behind the bar says, thank you for your business. Come again. Don't forget Hunting Brew Meadery. It's don't go for any of that Black Briar swill. Definitely stick with the Hunting Brew. And you head out, and as you come outside, you turn left, and as you can see, as you're carrying on down towards the road, there is a couple of guard patrols walking down. There's probably 2 guards walking towards you at the moment, probably about a good sort of like 10 minutes from you as you're heading down towards the city of Whiterun.
Bet those guards didn't even notice, or if they did, they pretend they didn't.
Yeah.
Charitable mouse. It was but the work of less than a minute before we dispatched the Dremora.
You don't know these guards like I do, Luke.
So as you heading down, so you're just approaching the gates. As you come around the corner, you come past the stables, and there's a few farms on your left. Workers in it, and you approaching the gates, and as you come up and circle around, you got the river that's coming just below it, and you head all the way up and through where the the main gate is, and up there onto the left is the gate entrance into the city. You've been here a few times, Mouse, and so have you, Eris. So you walk up and stuff like that, and outside you have 4 guards, 2 on either side, and one of them's got a little table next to him, and it's got a book, like a big ledger on it. He's got some stuff like charcoal and stuff like that. He's writing up to you, and they see you approach. So as you're walking up to the front gates, it says, "Afternoon, people, and what is your business in Whiterun today?"
So I'll go up and ask them when's the last time the Khajiit caravan has been in town.
He looks over and he goes, Cord, do you know when the Khajiit were back last through? He goes, yeah, about a week. You're probably looking about a week or a little bit more before they return. If you want to, your best bet is talking to Isolde in the merchant shop. She'd know the most sort of like definitely the schedule when they're coming back, who's with them, anything like that. So it's the shop in the main market square, and it's Isolde you're looking for.
Isolde.
Thank you. I'll go look her up.
Sorry, John, but because of the event today, I don't recognize armor. I will recognize your armor, fella, but I'm still gonna have to take your name. So can I get your names, please?
My name is Eris Andaris.
Yes, Eris Andaris of the Dawn Guard.
Correct.
And are these guys and this gentleman with you, this lady with you?
These are all traveling with me briefly. They've been of great help to me recently. They're all great people.
What's with all the yellow and blue bunting?
And he sort of like, he looks over and he looks back at you. He's still got the full face helmet, and this is the guy. But you look over to your right, and he goes, you do know it's Siege Stone, right? And Siege Stone, you all know Siege Stone, the national sport of the Nords. Siege Stone tournament. It's going on today. It goes. It's going to be the guards against the Windhelm guards versus the Whiterun guards.
So does Mouse know of this?
Everybody knows. Well, you all know what Siege Stone is. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everybody knows what Siege Stone is.
Oh, of course. Yes. Siege Stone. Yeah.
So as you look to your right, you look to the guy that they called Cord. For a second, you kind of double take. All the other guards, all of them have the full face, the full helmet, sort of like hiding the face so you can't see it, and they have the the yellow sort of like sash coming across, sort of like hanging off from the back, the sword and the shield. But as Cord turns around, where you see him full face on, you see that his shield is not wooden and with the yellow paint as you normally recognize. His shield is made of bone. It seems to be the breastplate from a very, very large creature. You don't recognize it, but it seems to be a very serious-looking shield. And it goes. So anyway, gentlemen and young lady, could I get your names, please? Just for the reason today, with the event going on, we just want to make sure we know who's coming in.
I'm Septimus.
Septimus. Okay, Septimus, and he's sort of like pointing around that. And yourself there, the priest, the acolyte.
Luke, Ice Walker.
Okay. Right. Luke, you guys, where are you guys coming in from?
Why does it matter?
Well, it's for the safety of the city, and we've heard a few things. Which way are you guys coming in from?
What have you heard?
Do you want to go in the city? Where are you guys coming from? Why are you being so evasive?
I'm not being evasive, sir. I'm wondering why you want to know.
Well, then stop answering my questions with questions. I just asked you a pretty reasonable question. I'm a gate guard. I'm trying to ascertain that the people I'm letting in the gate are safe, and I just asked you whereabouts you were coming from. If there's something of where you're coming from where you have a little bit of trouble back then I need to know about it.
Riverwood.
Okay, so right, you came on that road. Did you come in from Falkreath?
I look over at Luke and raise an eyebrow.
I give a nod. As far as I'm concerned, we have nothing to hide.
Yes,
That's
where we
I just nod it. I nod at Mouse and maybe a very small shrug.
Yeah. We came from Falkreath, yes.
Okay. Sorry, and your two names? I'm guessing Jaquai and Butty, right?
Yes, I am Jaquai.
Luke's just, or Mouse is now looking down and shaking his head.
Oh, well, welcome to Whiterun, and I hope you enjoy the festivities and enjoy your stay. And he sort of he looks at you, and this is the gate guard that's at the table, who's got the ledger and is writing in the names. Cord has been silent through this whole thing, but he's just sort of like standing there. But the gate guard sort of like,
Sorry.
And he turns around and he goes, well, I hope you enjoy your festivities like they. And he sort of like looks you up and down, Mouse, and he goes, that's nice, quiet armor you've got there. Notice all the flaps and the hooks and eyes. No buckles, nothing that makes a lot of noise. It's real nice, well-made armor. Where'd you get it?
None of your business.
And as Mouse is about to answer, Luke does a big sort of stretch and like intentionally like rattles every part of his armor that we know is really, really loud. Just to drive home the point that we're not a stealthy party.
As I said,
sort of shrugs it off and says, "Can I wager on this game?"
Yeah. Depends on who you speak to. You'll probably find business like that inside the in the inn. So you guys can head in. Thanks for turning up today, and the gates are open to you, and everybody heads on in through the gates. Unless you have anything to add as you go through.
No, I just I will look at the guards and nod my head and thank them. Seriously. Thank you for letting us in.
Have a nice day. As you step through, and as you're sort of like walking up, you turn around, Max, just to check as you're walking through. And anybody else who wants to check as well, he's not hiding it. Cord is following you up. And I think we'll end it there. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us at Skyrim 10AD, episode 31, I believe. I always have to check afterwards to see if I'm actually right. But thank you very much to all my players and our special guest, Adam, for joining us. Him, Eris, and Flair for joining us. And 2 natural 20s on my Dremor, you bastards! I didn't even get to hit anybody. That was just cruel.
The force was not with you.
Yeah, two shatter spells. One of them a crit, and a critical strike with a longbow. Well, thank you very much, everyone. And for those on YouTube, if anybody's watching, we'll be back in about 5 minutes after the break.
Good.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome, Adam.
Thanks. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, that's a lot warmer welcome than you got from Max.
Yeah, I was like, why is Victor being such a dick? And I was like, oh, I remember Mouse now.
Oh, what?
I remember Mouse, how Mouse.
Yeah. Mouse is a bit of a dick.
Causing trouble nonstop.
Well, and he's raised in Skyrim, so he's maybe, has a little bit of a thing for Dunmer.
Oh, true.
Skyrim 10AD would like to thank Tabletop Audio for the use of their music in this podcast. If you would like to find more music like this, just go to tabletopaudio.com for more information. Thank you.
Thank you for downloading this edition of Skyrim 10 AD. Email the show at skyrim10ad@gmail.com. For more information, please visit asapodcasting.com, where you will find a Skyrim Addict podcast, the Fallout feed, and our Amazon link, which benefits the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Find our social media in the show notes. Thanks for listening.